All right. Guess who's back? Yeah,
Come on,
I did
bro.
it. I did it. I'm back. This is what is this? Lemon City Live podcast, episode number.
No, it's not.
It's not.
Nope.
What is this?
We ain't found Sith.
What?
Yep.
Yep.
I am your host, Eben, the Tower of Power, too sweet to be sour.
Ooh.
And across from me is my co-host, Pedro.
Oh, thank God you're doing it for me because I can't do it.
Oh, wow. And sitting in with us today, we got some very special guests. We've got our favorite Lemon City boys.
We like to be referred to as the Podfathers. That's just it's in the contract.
I don't know. I don't know how Adam Carolla feels about that.
We're the Podfathers, the Lemontucci's.
Yeah. No.
Sure.
Gus?
Okay, Lemon Tucci.
Yeah.
Boners.
You have no mic again, Cindy, the intern, and then once again, it's a different show, same no mic.
Yeah.
But we ain't found Sith coming at you live from Studio G605.
There it is.
And joining us, we've got our Lemon City. We got Edwin, aka the Great Putinho,
That's right.
and we got
Yeah.
Very fresh, baby.
We got-
Coutinho, bro.
Yeah.
It's my Brazilian roots.
there you go,
Makes
and
a
we got
Canadian twist.
producer Fungus,
That's right.
and always Cindy the intern, always hanging around. Made us some
It's always around. It's always
made us some
around.
lovely coffee, and very
So-
very grateful for that.
Just in case anybody's confused right now.
I am very confused.
Yeah,
Everybody's confused.
I'm
You're listening to this,
confused
you're like,
right
what-
now.
What's going on?
I just feel like we're kind of hijacking the shit out of this motherfucker.
That's exactly what we're doing. Is we're hijacking the show.
So is this We Ain't Found Shit episode 0?
Sith.
Sith, bro,
sir.
Sith.
Sith.
That's
got-
what I
we-
said.
No, you did not.
We
I
gotta-
totally said that.
Nah,
we
play
gotta
it
be
back,
able to
Gus.
It's
list
gonna be
this.
edited. It's gonna be edited in there. Trust me, I said
we got to
that.
list this on iTunes, man. We can't have that in the title. So this is We Ain't Found Sith. It's for those of you that listen to Lemon City, it's kind of like the episodes of Lemon City where they don't talk about sports.
Except nothing at all. It's just 0% of Lemon City.
You gotta
So,
get close to that
yeah,
mic.
man.
There you go.
So we're taking over the show tonight. We're talking about video games, and we're talking about our top 5 video games.
Of all time.
Oh,
Ooh.
oh,
Yo.
we're on the same page.
Yo.
See? It's that Brazilian connection with the
Yo.
There you
Canadian
go.
twist.
Yes.
You know?
I don't know how that worked, but it worked.
It's the Inos,
It's
bro.
the Inos.
That's how we
bro.
do it.
There you go.
So wait, tell us about this top 5. What do you
So
mean?
I'm just you guys always do your Mount Rushmore. You guys
No, we don't.
Oh, what's that? I don't
We
know
don't
what that
do
is.
no Mount
It's called the
Rushmore.
Mount 5 more. I know that one.
Yeah, top 5, bro.
Top 5, baby.
Yeah.
All day. Top 5.
So, but we're just doing our top 5, man.
Yeah.
You know, we're basic like that. We're not gonna come up with some cute name for it. It's just
So
gonna be
any,
top 5.
Any game,
Any
any
game.
console.
Any game, any console,
That's really hard, man.
even if it never came out on a console, even if it was only at the arcade.
Ooh,
Oh, shit. Arcade games? I didn't even think about that.
That's top 5.
that's top 5.
That's top
Okay.
5. Top 5. 1, Donkey Kong. 2, Donkey Kong. 3, Donkey Kong. 4, Donkey Kong. And 5, fucking Hubert, I guess. Hubert's all right.
Well, you got to sell the list a little, milk it a little longer. But okay, all right.
Arcades?
So we're gonna have multiple.
There's only
lists.
one arcade, baby.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I have some games on my list. I think that the arcade versions were probably better.
Oh, yeah.
VR
Ninja
porn
Turtles.
doesn't count.
Turtles 4, right? It's got to be up there. I know it's up there.
Okay, can I ask? What's your? Just give me one favorite arcade game.
VR porn.
Yes. I don't even know what that is, but I'm interested. Let's go.
what arcade is that at, and where do I find it?
Probably Vegas. I'm going to throw Vegas out there. Am I correct?
I don't know.
It's in my closet.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. You want to give me one, at least a favorite arcade game?
I mean, my top arcade game has got to be Street Fighter 2.
Okay. And you?
I just gave it to you, man. Donkey Kong, baby, all the time, every day.
Okay. I have a couple. I liked. You remember those? What? Okay, you guys remember better. X-Men had like the one that was like
Oh.
Fucking 6-player X-Men
Yeah.
game?
Yeah.
That
Oh,
shit
yeah.
was titties,
that
man.
was tight.
With the
That
2
was-
TV screens.
Yes, that thing was cool. I like
that was
that.
dope. That was dope.
Is that up there?
That's up there. That
makes
doesn't
your
make my
list?
top 5, but that's up there.
Okay.
So,
What about?
yeah.
What about? Didn't the Simpsons do the same thing?
Yeah, but,
But
only
it was a
four
single
player.
screen. It was 4-player single screen.
All right.
But that game was
Power
same,
Stone.
I feel like it was the same engine.
Power Stone was Dreamcast, baby. What are you talking about?
That was an arcade game. Power Stone.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it? I don't remember that being an arcade
See,
game.
quick little side note here. I used to go to Wacky Wednesdays over at Flippers.
Yo, so did I.
And they used to have a Power Stone machine there.
Oh.
Did they really?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I used to play.
I remember playing what was that? The Grid. Remember the Grid? You don't know about that shit.
That was a racing game.
No, it was not.
I knew that it
It
wasn't.
absolutely was not.
That's what I was testing you. Way to pass.
That shit was a joystick with a trackball. Wacky as hell.
Wait,
Yeah.
a joystick and a trackball?
Yeah, man. It's a first-person shooter. Well, not first, a third-person shooter. It was like a LAN party. You play with like 4 other friends of yours, and you play on one big-ass cabinet with 4 different machines, and it was just a battle royale.
I want you to explain to me what a third-person shooter is, because I'm picturing Gus is going to shoot you now, and then he shoots you. And then I shoot
Exactly.
you.
No, that's
Right
exactly
before
it.
I shoot you, I
You're
say
playing
my
as
own
a-
name, and I shoot
Yes,
you.
you're playing as a character that you're watching, and you're telling that person to kill somebody.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he means like it's not like point of view or over the shoulder.
Yeah.
It's like
There you go.
It's
you
a
know the
third
camera's
person.
separated.
You're the
Okay.
third person. You're telling that motherfucker.
See, I don't know shit about video
But,
games.
There you go.
Wait, can
But
I
no,
ask?
I don't remember that game at all.
Do you remember? Okay, I don't remember what it was called, but there was a game back in the 90s, okay, going back a little while,
The golden age.
at the arcade where
My
it-
golden age was the 80s. So.
wasn't it like a crazy no, it wasn't. You consider your golden age the 80s?
Yeah, man.
video games?
Because to me, the golden age is like slightly before you kind of came along. To me, the 90s were like my modern age. Like
Really?
the 90s, I was all up in those arcades, man.
But we're like about
Dave
the
and
same
Buster's.
age.
No,
Wait,
not
hold
Dave
on
and
a second.
Buster's.
We're the
Don
same age.
Carter's. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
Oh, Don Carter's was
baby.
the
You know
shit.
what I'm talking
I,
about.
well,
that's, I just think it's funny because I associate my my thing.
Right,
is-
you're,
I'm a
you're
90s
associating
kid.
our childhood with the golden age.
Yeah.
But, to me, like the golden age is like slightly before.
Okay, all right.
You know, like the golden age was like games like Arkanoid, games like Cubert and Pac-Man, which were
Those
around
are the
before.
ancient days, man. Those games suck.
Yeah, but that's for
No,
us.
they don't. Those
No, Donkey Kong still reigns supreme, baby.
and-
Number
and-
one.
Wait.
Pac-Man
But
is
that's
still
like-
dope as hell.
But that's like the beginning of video games.
Yeah, but that's
You-
the
golden
age.
age can't be the beginning of anything. Like
Yeah.
the golden age of hip hop isn't the beginning of hip
Is it
hop.
Sugar Hill
Yeah.
Gang?
Exactly.
I got you.
I don't know, man.
I think Gus makes a fair point
Yes,
there.
I don't know.
I agree with Gus.
I don't know
Hell
if I
yeah.
agree with that.
Lawyered. Boom.
If
Boom.
somebody says to me the
You
golden age,
lose. You're fired.
if somebody says to me the golden age of hip hop, to me that's like Run DMC and 80s LL Cool J.
Yeah,
Nah.
but it's not
You know.
Sugar Hill Gang where it
it's,
started.
It's just after that.
Yeah.
It's
It's
Eric B.
early,
and
but it
Rakim.
wouldn't
early
be-
90s, right?
Well,
I would say
like
early
Pac-Man,
90s.
early 90s.
Pac-Man and stuff like that wasn't like the first arcade games that came out. That was slightly later. I mean, we're talking about like Miss Pac-Man and things like that. Those were like those that came out like in the late 70s, early 80s. You know. And
Okay, but we don't fact check here. Let me ask. Let me
He's
ask.
right. He's right.
I was getting to the question is, do you remember a game that I don't remember the name, but it felt like it was a game show, but there was like murder and stuff.
That was the grid.
Smash TV.
Yes.
Oh, Smash TV. Yes.
wait, was
absolutely.
it called Smash?
Yeah,
TV?
it
Yeah,
was.
Smash TV. It was like
Damn.
the Running Man, but it was like
Yeah,
a
it was
game.
top. It was like Zelda, old school Zelda. You
I don't-
walk around in like a
was it?
square room,
Yeah.
shooting people.
So that's
Is that
funny
what-
because right now when we want to play Super Smash Brothers. We always say, "You guys want to smash?"
Yeah.
So that was the original. You guys want to smash?
Yeah.
Original
Yeah, pretty
Smash.
much. I mean, although back then
It was a
that's
one-player
all
game, though,
that
right?
Smash meant. Nobody.
I mean, aside from sex.
What? What's
yeah,
that?
like no, you would have said you want to smash in 1990s, and nobody would have been like, they would like what? I'm gonna throw something on the ground.
Different show, same Gus.
Yeah.
Hasn't changed.
That's why we love them.
Okay. So that all right. So then we've covered the arcade classics here.
We smashed.
What are we? What's next there?
Yeah. Go
So,
ahead.
I'm thinking, we talked a little bit about arcade games and stuff like that. But let's get into like what really influenced you. What was your top 5? Now I already told you a little bit about mine. I already told you Street Fighter 2 is on my list.
Okay.
You know,
But wait.
and I put the arcade version on top of the home console version
Oh.
because as much as I loved, hanging out at somebody's house and just taking turns playing, there was something about walking into an arcade, popping your token on the dash of the game, and being like, "I got next."
I
And
agree. That is cool.
pick up your sticks, son.
yeah. So Pedro, what about you, man? What's your number 5?
My number 5, my worst one. Oh,
Yeah, man. That's how top 5s work, man. We start from the bottom and
My
we work
bad.
up.
My bad. I don't know about this stuff. Medieval. You ever play that shit for PS1?
Is that
Or
the one that had like
Medieval?
That was the one that had like the skull character on the.
Yes.
I'd always
Yes.
saw it at I would always walk by it at
was wacky as
Blockbuster.
hell. You never look it up. Look it up. So we can.
I'll look it up later.
It's motherfucking. It's like It's obviously it's medieval. It's about Daniel Fortescue. The first fucking battle he ever got in, he got an arrow to the eye and died immediately. And then he comes back to the dead years later when he's already been decayed and he's a skeleton, and he has to stop the world from evil wizards and shit. It's fucking dope. I know it sounds whack, but it is dope.
That sounds like a better TV show than a video game.
Shut up!
Yeah,
That game
right?
was amazing. You don't even know.
In fact, that sounds like the plot to like a youth novel or something,
And-
like a YA novel.
And fucking
Does he also have sparkly skin? And do the girls fall in love with him?
No, he's a skeleton.
And he plays baseball?
He's wearing fucking armor and shit. He looks dope as hell. He has no bottom jaw either. That shit fell off years ago, so he can't even talk. He's talking. That's how he talks to people.
And this was on what console?
All right.
PlayStation 1, baby.
PlayStation
The
1.
champion of champions.
I never had a PlayStation 1.
Oh,
I didn't get a
need
PlayStation
it.
1 until like they came out with like the portable version, the
You
one that
fucked
had the
up.
little screen on it.
You fucked up. That's all I gotta say to that.
Oh, I was still a Nintendo guy at that time.
Oh, I got that too. But you still fucked up because that game's tight as fuck.
What about you, Edwin? What comes in your number 5?
Okay, I'm looking at my top 5, so I'm gonna try to pick the 5th one here. And I think I got the 5th one, and I don't think any of you guys are gonna have this on your list. I loved Gears of War 1. That was my jam, dude.
Yo, you like?
Well,
you like?
hold on.
Okay. Oh
Let
man,
me
I'm about to
explain.
go in on this.
Before you go in on this, the multiplayer.
Hang on.
That's what I
for
played.
let me just jump in. I know a lot of you guys, you've never heard us before. You don't know what's going on. My buddy Pedro over here
Hates everything.
pretty much. So
There's gonna be very few Pedro seals of approval.
0%.
On it. 0%.
Unless you agree with me, you're wrong every time.
there you
That's
go.
just how it works.
So Gears of War.
All right.
So Gears of War, but it was the first one, and it was because the multiplayer is probably the one multiplayer I played more than any. Like, it was just the timing was right. It was a time in my life where I played it all the time with my friends, and we never got tired of it. And every night it was like fucking epic.
Yep.
Like, we loved playing the shit out of that game. That
Mount-
4-on-4,
Mountain
easy.
Dew and potato chips till 3 a.m.
Hell yeah, dude. Gears, bro. Come on, Pedro. Think about this. That first time you sawed somebody from behind with the chainsaw.
Yo,
with the gun,
that
was legit like awesome.
If I wasn't busy,
like that,
if I wasn't busy vomiting from the fucking the camera shakes when you're running as any character in that game, yeah, I would love it. I would enjoy the shit out of chopping someone in half. Problem is, you're constantly vomiting. You just motion sickness to the max.
I
baby.
got a stronger stomach than you. Apparently,
Yeah,
it
That shit
wasn't that
was
much.
terrible.
I was not affected by that at all.
Also the
Frag
freaking,
tag all day.
Yeah.
Also, the freaking servers were terrible because it was based off of users. So whoever was the host was winning every match because he had the best connection. Everybody else was sucking.
Well, now, I'm going to tell you one thing. You're wrong on that one. Gears of War 1 had good connections, good servers. I never experienced a laggy thing like that. Gears of War 2, complete garbage. That one. I
Okay,
could
maybe
never
I'm
connect-
thinking with Gears of
Yeah,
War 2.
Gears
Maybe
of
I'm
War
thinking
2
it's the same game.
Had
Let's
no.
be real.
It
It's
had
the same fucking
known.
game.
Gears 2 had known issues with the servers that the people could not play.
Okay, maybe that's the one.
Gears
I'm
of War
thinking
1 was legit. That's
All
why
right,
it's top
I'll
5.
give you a pass. The game still sucks, but I'll give you a pass.
I'm also I can't recall if it was Gears of War or if it was Halo 3.
Okay, now
It
Halo
was like
was a
the
game.
first game that like I ever played like a co-op
Yes.
campaign. Like,
Halo
all
with
the
that
way
pistol.
through.
Woo.
Oh.
And it was
Woo.
like
Headshots for days.
appointment gaming. It was like, what time are you coming home tomorrow night? Okay,
Yeah.
tomorrow night we're gonna do that, and we're gonna hit like another 4 or 5 levels.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
we beat the campaign on Legendary together in co-op. That was like, you know what? Damn, I might have to make an omission to my list already. Halo 3 was tits,
God
bro.
damn it.
Halo
God
3
damn
was.
it, Edwin.
This is gonna happen a
Every
few times.
goddamn time.
Yep.
Halo 3 was legit.
All right, I'm changing my list too. Fuck.
Okay.
You're adding Halo 3 to your list too?
Nah, Halo could stay off my list. My list is full of champions. It's all right.
All right, Gus, hit me with your number 5.
Oh, bro. Sonic the Hedgehog. Come on. Sonic the
all
fucking
right, all right.
Hedgehog, bro.
I'll say one thing about
ask,
Sonic.
Ask me why.
Why?
When I had Sonic and Knuckles, you could lift up the top of that motherfucker, put in a bunch of other video games, and you get secret levels that you didn't get normally.
Yeah,
What?
that was
yeah.
true.
Yeah, you didn't know that.
Sonic
That's a
and
little
Knuckles.
nugget for you, motherfucker.
Oh,
It's true.
Okay.
It's
I
true.
had
never-
no idea.
I never had a Genesis, so I don't know about that.
Listen, bro.
Fuck.
Actually,
Hey
my
man,
fri- I grew
we
up.
were of moderate means. It wasn't something that
guess
we
so.
didn't have multiple systems.
Wait, SNES was better than Genesis anyway.
That's the.
Hell yeah!
Like, it wasn't even close. Like, okay, I know you and I grew up together, and we had we
was
grew up
a-
playing the
it was
same
a close
systems,
race.
It was a
even the
close race,
friends
yeah.
It was
who
a close race.
the
Here,
friends who
I'll
had
break it down
Sega
for you.
weren't very good.
I'll break it down for you. Nintendo did really good with their platformers. Their fucking Mario games were on point. You couldn't beat those shits. Sonic came out, made a wacky as fuck platformer. None of that shit worked properly. But you know what they did really good? Gus, hit me with it. The music. The
Oh.
music for that shit was on top level,
Yes.
bro.
Spring Hill Zone.
Sonic the Hedgehog's
Oh,
music
episode one.
was.
I still
what?
listen to that shit. It's just titties,
Hell
man.
yeah,
So
man.
good.
I don't
No,
know, man.
you know what? Legit.
If we're talking music,
Legit, I was jamming out in the shower yesterday to the soundtrack of Streets of Rage 2.
Amazing.
Okay.
Amazing.
Okay, hold on.
Amazing.
Streets of Rage was cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Renee had
Renee's
that.
house.
Our one friend
There-
who had a Genesis.
And there's only one thing that I'll give the Genesis over the Nintendo was that when Mortal Kombat came out, you could get blood on the Genesis.
Only Mortal Kombat 1. Only Mortal Kombat 1. Mortal
Abacab.
Kombat 2, they fixed that shit.
Well, yeah, but on SNES they had blood on Mortal Kombat 2 also.
That's what I'm saying. They fixed it on Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah.
Do you
Only
remember the
Mortal
code?
Kombat 1.
Abacab.
Abacab. Still the same code.
Yep.
All right.
All right, so moving on, number 4. It's a cheap game that you can't really say it's on a specific console, but for me it was always the Game Boy version.
Okay.
And in fact, I still play that shit to this day. I'll just bust out like my 3DS and I have it like on there, and that's Tetris.
Okay. Classic. Old school.
I can't hate on that.
Vintage.
Can't hate on that.
Can't hate on that.
So-
Have you ever beaten Tetris?
I've never beaten Tetris.
Nobody has ever beaten
I
Tetris.
beat.
What?
Hang on.
oh.
I
Comment
beat-
and like
hold
on
on.
the comments below if you've ever
Hang on.
beaten Tetris.
I've
Nobody's
ne-
beaten that
I've
shit.
never beaten Game Boy Tetris.
Hold on. This guy, I know somebody was beating Tetris.
He's a liar. He's
No.
a liar. He's straight
I've-
up. He's lied to you.
I've seen it. He's going to comment on this. I've seen it because he showed it to me. He played the game so much one night while we were working together. Mind you, he also beat this. He should get extra points because he beat this while holstering a shotgun that we were, on watch in the Navy. And he beat
It's
it.
nice to know that our military is getting
He was playing
watchful eye.
Tetris. He was playing Tetris on the Game Boy, and he was playing it hardcore. And he told me, he's like, dude, I got to the level where the pieces don't fall; they just appear, and you have milliseconds to just flip and point and plan. And then he got to a point where he didn't lose. The game legit stopped, and it said, "Congratulations, you've beaten Tetris." And he calls me up on the walkie-talkie. He says, "Dude, can you come over?" Like, he gives me like the 10 code, like, to go over there. And I walk over there. His eyes are like he hasn't blinked in like an hour, and he's looking at me
bloodshot.
like shaking. And he's like, "Dude, I have to show you before the battery runs out, but you wouldn't believe me. Like, you wouldn't believe right now
I don't
if
believe
I
it
didn't
right
show
now."
this to you." And he showed me the game, and it said, "Congratulations." Now, this is the age before
Aquarius.
camera phones and stuff. Age before Aquarius. So this is before camera phones, so I couldn't take a picture of it. But I swear to you on everything that's holy, my boy C-Dub, who's listening to this right now, he's nodding his head in appreciation because he knows that he is the one true Tetris champion. Never seen it. Yes.
Damn, I'm gonna have to shake that man's
I'm
hand.
telling you.
What are you doing this weekend?
Yeah, you're going to,
right.
I'm telling you. Great.
You know what I say to that? Pixar, it didn't happen, bro. I don't believe that shit.
Pixar didn't-
This was like 2004-ish.
But it wasn't OG Game Boy Tetris. It was
It was
like one of the like sequel games.
No. It was
had
legit
to be,
Tetris. It wasn't the original Fat Game Boy one, but it was Tetris on the Game Boy SP or something.
Oh, those are.
No,
Yeah,
it was
Those aren't the same.
legit.
It
Those
was
aren't
a-
the same.
it was the
It's
first, like,
legit. If you actually did do it, then that's
Was
some-
it the one that console that? What's his name? What's that guy that sings the Soldier Boy?
Oh, Soldier Boy.
What's the guy who sings Soldier Boy?
Cindy.
Yeah,
That guy's name is Soldier Boy.
Yeah, I got it. Okay,
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that he also designs video game consoles.
No, he doesn't.
What's that
He does
guy's
not.
name? What's
He
that guy-
absolutely does not.
Wait,
He
wait.
buys these Chinese knockoffs and then he
What?
sells it with his name brand on it for like $300 more expensive. That's what he does.
That's a smart man.
He's not a
That-
smart
that-
man.
But let me
he
ask
got
you-
sued
No,
to
I'm-
hell by fucking everybody.
Well,
Okay,
I mean,
but have you played any of his games?
No.
No,
I
I, don't
mean-
think anybody has because he got
wait.
sued.
He,
Oh, he didn't get
he
sued.
made games or he like designed like consoles.
No, I think he legit bought like bootleg
and
consoles.
he's
just put his face
so
on it.
bad. He's so bad at even marketing this shit that he made a Game Boy called the Soldier Boy. No, no. Sorry. I gave him too much credit. It's called the Soldier Hand Console, not the Soldier Boy.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Which would have been like a natural.
He called it a Soldier Hand Console. Nah, bro, you call it the Soldier Boy. 'cause
What's wrong with that guy? I
Okay.
can't believe that guy.
We're-
Wait, well, what's the name of that guy that sings "Biggie, Biggie, Biggie"? Can't you see? What's the name of that guy?
Oh, that's Tupac. No,
Oh,
that's
okay,
Tupac.
okay,
yeah. I heard of that guy once.
Anyways, thank you, Cindy, for throwing us off a little bit.
That's what I do.
Pedro, what's your number 4?
Oh, 4, dude, bro. I didn't put this shit in order. I'm just gonna Last of Us. I'll put that one up there. That was good.
Oh, that's the
The zombie one, bro.
zombie PlayStation
Okay, yeah.
game, right?
Yo, spoiler alert. That bitch doesn't die at the end. That nigga saves him. There
That's
it is.
cool.
That was the first one.
I mean,
Sorry, guys. Okay, rewind.
There you go.
Again. Let me do it again.
Go ahead. What happens?
Okay, number 4.
Yeah, number 4.
Last of Us.
What happens to that guy?
That guy saves the girl at the end. Spoiler alert.
All right. I want 2 copies
time.
of this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want the unedited version.
All right.
Hey guys.
So Last of Us, right? That's that one came out what, like 5 years ago, 6
Oh
years
man,
ago.
I don't know how long it.
It's
was
a recent game.
It
It's
was,
not a.
It was a PS3 game. It came out for PS4. It's fucking amazing. It's
Good stuff.
if you haven't played it, just look it up on YouTube and just watch it because that shit's fucking.
I've actually done that.
It's really good.
Because this guy here sold me on like, yo, it's really great. It's like a movie. So I watched like the first part of the thing on a
What,
YouTube
Last
video.
of Us?
Yeah, you
Talk
told
about
me
it.
about it. Yeah.
Talk about it. That shit hurts.
Well, yeah, those cinematic games. Like I watch the YouTube videos because it's just one of those things where it's like I don't have the money to go buy another console,
Yeah.
so it's like, and then on top of that, add the game to it, and then
That game is.
you know.
That was what I was going to try to sell it on him, telling him, or Edwin, because Edwin made the terrible decision of buying a friggin' Xbox.
Hey,
Hey,
I'm an
nothing
Xbox guy.
happened.
Almost hit the panic alarm there when pointing at me.
I'm an Xbox guy. Don't actually. I should say I'm an Xbox guy because of Edwin.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. And what happened?
It's the best system.
It's not the best.
It's the
It
best
doesn't really
system.
matter because I don't have that much time to play games anymore.
Yeah.
So
Unless you had good games. Like Spider-Man. Can we talk? Okay, no, hold on. Okay, that was my 4.
Okay.
Let's not go on to a tangent because I could go on for hours about how Spider-Man was amazing.
all right,
Better than anything Disney's
Edwin,
done.
what's your number 4?
All right. Number 4 for me. Oh, wait. Where did my list go?
Okay, so while Edwin,
Oh, I
Don't
got it.
worry
I got
about
it. I
He's
got
just
it.
going to make it up on the fly anyway.
Okay. All right. Let me see. So I went Gears and then I changed it to Halo. And I need to. Okay. I'm going to go old school. Super Mario World for Super Nintendo was the best Mario game ever.
No.
Yes.
That goes to 3, but Super Mario World was fucking amazing.
No way. Super Mario World was way better than Super Mario 3.
yeah, dude, I
Like,
gotta
the
go with
internet's-
Yoshi.
Yeah.
Come
The
on,
internet's
dude.
going to shit on you.
I agree.
Yoshi and the different
Am I-
color Yoshis for the different levels.
Yes, the
Yeah.
different color, dude. And there's like so many levels in that game. Like it's insane. Like there's when you get to that Star Island, you can play the whole game again backwards with like funny masks
And
on
this
their
is how
face
you,
and shit.
this is how you discredit him. Have you ever played Mario 3?
Yes, it's lame.
Have you actually played Mario 3?
Have I actually played?
Have you beaten Mario 3?
I beaten Mario?
See, that's how you know
No,
you win.
yeah,
That's how you know. That's how you know I win. Exactly.
I have.
I played Mario 3. I prefer Super Mario World.
Have you beaten Mario 3?
Yeah, I did the flute thing and got to the last
Exactly. You
level.
did not beat Mario 3. You did the flute thing. But
Of course.
but you've beaten Super Mario World, right?
Yeah.
Of course. So that's why everyone says that, because they actually beat the other one. The other one's humongous. Mario 3 is gigantic of a game.
Mario 3 is cool, but come on, bro. You got Yoshi. You got the soundtrack for Super Mario World is way better than.
You know
Super,
what they don't
Super
got
Mario
in
3.
Super?
That's true.
Look,
The
I
sa-
will not. Don't get me wrong. Don't
Come
get me wrong.
Come on, right
Super
there.
Mario
You're already
World.
singing it in your head.
Super Mario World is dope as fuck. I'm not saying, not discrediting
No,
it,
but
but
the
better
best-
than Super Mario 3? Nah.
Best
Not at
Mario
all.
song ever though is when you're in the castle in part 1, in the first Mario. Du-du-du-du-du-du.
No, that's World 1 too.
But let me tell you something. You
That's
know what?
World
You know
1
what
too.
Super Mario World
Yep.
does not have?
For me, it's always going to be the classic World 1 music.
Du-du-du-du-du-du.
Nah.
Du-du-du-du-du-du-du-du-du-du-du-du.
Nah. The best song is the worst level, the underwater level. Anyway, that's the jam, baby. That's
Oh,
the
when
jam.
you're
And in Mario
underwater?
3, when you got the freaking frog suit and you're just swimming through that motherfucker.
That is awesome.
That's what I'm saying.
That is awesome.
You don't have that in Super Mario World. You don't
Let,
got
let
that.
me let me tell you the difference between Super Mario 3 and Mario Brothers 3 and Super Mario World is not that much. And what's crazy is that they're on different consoles.
Yeah.
One is on a lesser console,
Well,
which
I
which
mean-
speaks more to
it
Mario
came out
3.
later- It came out later in the NES life cycle, so like,
So
what?
The
It's on a
technology
lesser
was higher.
console.
Yeah, but
Like, honestly, if they...
You know what? It's my top 5, so screw you guys.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm talking, and you're wrong. How about that?
The thing is, if the Super Nintendo hardware had been ready to go, they probably would have held the release on Mario World 3
No,
for
no,
that.
it wasn't that close to the end of it.
It wasn't
but
that good.
It was. I don't know what you're talking
Anyways,
about.
Gus, what about your number 4?
Listen, boom shakalaka.
Oh!
Hold up.
I knew I'd forget one.
He's on fire!
Is it the jam? Is it the motherfucking jam?
NBA Jam, baby.
Damn.
NBA Jam. I used to play as Bill Clinton.
Shout out to the gorilla.
Damn,
Yo,
I was-
you know, I used to play that game a lot too with somebody. Who the fuck
Wait,
was that?
wait. NBA Jam
I
or
can't
tournament?
remember.
The NBA Jam like tournament edition.
I think
like,
any NBA.
that was like the second
NBA
one.
Jam, bro. Regular NBA Jam.
Because I was gonna wear my Larry Bird jersey tonight just to rub it in this guy's face over
Why,
here.
yo,
Should have.
Edwin,
You
why
could not
why do you-
stop Larry Bird.
Why do you
son.
call yourself Larry Fresh though?
Because Larry Bird, baby.
That's it.
Ah,
That's it.
look at that.
That's where it came from.
He had to make up a name after my Shaq was dunking on him all day long. That's why he had to go change his name.
Him and I had some legit, like, serious. We pulled an all nighter a few years back where it was just.
Wasn't it like
Dwight
a New
Howard.
Year's?
It was Dwight Howard. It was after a Super Bowl. When the second Giants Super Bowl
There's
win.
pictures on the internet.
Yeah,
There's evidence of me wearing nothing but a jersey.
Yeah.
It's true. It's on there.
I've seen it.
It's chomping on some corn.
This-
That shit
I've
was
seen
delicious.
it.
Homeboy
I've
here
seen
was
that.
legit with Dwight Howard and
Speedos.
Shaq, just dunking all game long and calling it. And then
Yeah, and I got pictures to prove it. I got pictures of my 3-pointers with Howard. Those were real.
that was like 7 years ago. Yeah,
It was 7 years ago this weekend.
it was 7 years ago this weekend that we threw down like the most
Oh,
epic
man.
NBA Jam night ever.
Nice.
Yep. But oh, damn, that's a
Consolation
good one.
prize. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. You gave me that Hardaway jersey because I whooped your ass.
I don't know what you're talking about. It was a Shaq jersey.
Oh, it was a Shaq.
Man,
My
bro.
bad. My bad.
So
Yeah, it was a
hook it up.
Shaq.
I ended up replacing it for me too. I got
Oh.
it too.
Oh, that Orlando Magic Shaq
Yeah,
jersey.
dude.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
official.
Yeah.
Official.
Yep.
Yeah, bro.
Anyways, moving on.
Great
'Cause-
number. Great number.
That
Cause-
was good. I
'cause,
can't hate
yeah,
on that
My
one.
whole list is already changed again.
I mean, and I'll be honest, like NBA Jam was one of those games where it was like,
Game changer, bro.
yeah, when that came out, it was like, okay, we're going over to Edwin's house and we're gonna be there for like 6 hours,
Yep.
on our Super Nintendo, entering codes, and I want to
Yep.
play with the Beastie Boys.
Man,
and
remember when
Yeah.
Midway used to make good games? What happened to that, man?
Yeah.
Midway used to make some dope ass games.
Actually, as an addendum to NBA Jam, NBA Hang Time when the N64.
Yeah, that was because they didn't have the licensing to the name, so they had to change that shit.
Yeah. It was the same game. It was the same thing. But you
shit.
could like create your
The
character.
same creators
Oh.
made that game.
I had my alien
funny.
character with the
the
big
same
alien
game.
head.
Yeah, Midway. Midway. No, was it Midway? Used to go like that.
But for my number 3, I'm gonna go old school,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going with Mega Man 2.
Oh,
and
that's classic.
and
Nice.
by extension, you can include Mega Man 1, Mega Man 3, Mega Man 4.
But two's your.
Yeah,
Okay.
two's because 2 had like the dopest soundtrack and just
that game was the best one.
you know.
The level design for that one was on another level. That was
Yeah.
like way better.
I keep having a movie.
But the first one had like not bad, but like the level design was kind of like fucked up. Like if you messed up at all, you fell and you're dead.
well, that's
every
every
time.
Like that's every Mega Man game is impossible to get through
Yeah.
unless you're like completely wired
And then like
paying
knowing
attention.
the fucking patterns and
Yeah.
shit. And just fucking-
But it's just Mega Man 2 was like that first game that like I remember like I rented it at like Blockbuster and like beat it in a weekend, and it was like like I'd never done that before. It was,
here's the challenge for you. Try to beat that game again now at your age. Impossible. You can't do it.
I don't-
bro.
I don't
got
have-
the patience to learn the game again.
well,
bro.
I just don't have the reflexes that like 9-year-old me had.
Yeah, man, that shit was real.
What about you? What's your number 3?
My number 3. You know what? I'm just gonna throw one out there. Cuphead.
Cuphead.
You all don't even know
Oh,
about
I know
that shit.
Cuphead.
I know Cuphead.
Okay, what
It's the
system was
only
that
thing
I know Cuphead 'cause
Microsoft
of
has
you.
done
on?
well.
What system was that on?
Microsoft.
Huh? And who
Microsoft.
makes what? Microsoft what?
I just gave you credit for it. I've said it was the best thing Microsoft has done in like the past like 5 years. That shit was really good. That game is really good.
Yeah,
but to Pedro's defense, he didn't play it on an Xbox.
I did. I have an Xbox.
Oh, I thought you played that
I
on
have
your
all the
PC.
systems. No, I have all the systems. I just don't like
Wait,
the Xbox.
But what's Cuphead? Is that like when you're in a teacups ride with your girlfriend and then she kind of...
Nah.
Forget it.
Nah.
Ladies and
nah.
gentlemen, Gus.
Cuphead is like a fighting game, but like a platform shooter at the same time, like Contra. But if you were only fighting bosses,
Oh, Contra.
Well, it's like an old school side scroller. Oh, Contra didn't make my list.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Forgot about Contra.
we're still going. Any,
Up, down, left, right, left.
But it's not like Contra because there's no levels. It's just bosses. You just fight bosses and you have to learn their patterns and shit. It's like
Really,
fighting game.
I saw some gameplay
There's
of it. It looks
there's
like you got to go through like a
there's
little bit of a
couple-
level.
There's a couple of levels.
Bunch of
but
Rick Rosses everywhere.
Most of them are just bosses. It's such a good game. So yeah, I would have to say that's the number 3. I didn't really think too much about this. This is what's off the top of my head. I just know my number 1. My number 1 is Sacred.
Yeah,
Shit.
Edwin number 3.
Probably
Damn.
gonna be a bad
Okay.
one.
Ken Griffey Jr. baseball for Super
I
Nintendo.
told you it was gonna be a bad one.
That's the best baseball game ever made.
No, it is. I remember. I was playing that shit, and I hate baseball.
At me, bro. Okay.
Home
That's
run
just
derby.
The best game ever.
Home
Ken
run
Griffey.
derbies.
Hell yeah. I can still tell you the whole lineup of the Atlanta Braves from that team. Still know every player on that team.
Damn, David Justice.
Hell yeah.
Who was it?
man.
Was Bo Jackson in that game? And then he used to like break the bat over his knee if he struck out.
I think he might have been in the game, but yeah, that was an animation in the game where he's like, "Oh, come on!" and then he cracks the bat. That was awesome.
That was
if he struck
for
out.
Super Nintendo.
I
no?
remember
Yeah,
that.
that was. I still remember like
Another reason why it's the best
like
system.
Nintendo Power brought like a truck to like the Walmart parking lot, and like they had like 3 consoles set up, and like we made the line. Remember we went.
Yeah. We did. It was like a Super Nintendo challenge.
Yeah,
or
it was
something
like
that.
Power Fest or
Yeah,
something.
it wasn't
like
a
that.
Sega Genesis challenge. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, bro.
Hey,
you know?
I'm not saying
I'm saying.
that Sega Genesis was better than the Super Nintendo. I'm just saying because you're saying Sega was trash, and you're absolutely wrong about that. 100%.
Just saying it.
Gus, what's your number 3?
Turtles in Time.
Yes, give it here, baby.
Oh,
yes,
damn it!
that game was phenomenal.
Turtles in Time, baby.
Yeah,
God dang it!
That doesn't make my
And
top
you know what's the
5,
best part
but that is
about
an
that?
all-time classic.
You know what's
But-
the best part about that game?
What?
You could actually put the comic accurate skins for it in the options, and you could have your brown Donatello because that's the
Oh.
way you do it, baby.
Yep.
Not all of them were green, baby. Not all of them
My
were green.
toe, my toe,
Yeah,
my
I
toe, my
That's right.
toe.
I never read the comics. I was always the cartoon guy, so
Yeah,
I
the
didn't mind.
cartoons
They were all green.
They all look like frogs. But nah, man,
Hey man,
Damn, yeah, that's a good solid.
that's a number. That's a good.
that's
three.
a solid
So
selection.
far, Edwin just doesn't know games at all.
I don't know what you're talking about. My top
Yeah.
5 is legit.
My number 2 is Legend of Zelda,
Which one?
original OG
Oh.
NES.
Oh boy.
All right.
Okay, we're getting up there now.
Yeah.
We're
Getting
getting,
up
I
there.
can't hate
Good
on that
stuff.
because that game
Good
was
stuff.
fucking.
Hey, can I make a suggestion before we reveal our number 1s after this round? Can
Yeah.
we do one round of like
Honorable mentions.
honorable mentions?
Yeah, we can-
Because I
we
got
can
like
do that.
16 games.
My honorable.
I gotta readjust
Yeah,
my
fuck it.
list.
We're,
like
we're
16
going
times.
in on some games. Okay,
Okay.
let's
Yeah.
go.
All right, so
But yeah,
Link-
OG Legend of Zelda,
Great.
man.
I
Still to
can't
this
hate
day,
the
to this
music.
day.
Music changed the game, man. That
Yeah.
that was a.
Mhm.
I think that was the first game.
Thank
I think
you.
that was the first game that actually had. I'm not. No, actually, don't quote me on this. That might be
Okay.
completely wrong. But I think it was the first game to have changing songs in one map. I think that was the first one. Either that or I'm totally wrong. I could be totally wrong. I don't remember. But I
Yep.
think
No.
I do remember the music for that shit being like iconic. That's all I do.
True
Going
story. I've never played any
course
Zelda.
Any
you haven't.
Zeldas?
Any-
Of course
never
you
been a
have. You
fan.
put Ken Griffey Jr. baseball in your top
I,
5.
I
Oh, yeah,
could have
dude.
sworn I
All right.
didn't he used to play the one that came out for SNES?
Oh, that's
Nope. Never played any. The only one I ever played or watched someone play was you had one for like GameCube or something, I think. Ocarina or something like that.
Yeah, Ocarina.
no.
Yeah.
That was not GameCube.
No, that was N64.
This guy saying GameCube. Get out of here, you plebe.
No,
Oh,
but
Lord.
yeah, OG Legend of Zelda. I mean, like to be honest, like I really haven't played a bad Legend of Zelda game.
No, there is no such. Oh no, yes, there is one.
There have been games that have
Skyward
not.
Sword is trash.
Well, there have been games that have not been as good as the others, but like all the Legend of Zelda games have just.
Remember the cartoon?
Oh, that one was. Excuse me, princess.
You mean the one that they used to play during like the Super Mario Brothers like hour?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not what I was thinking.
With Captain Lou Albano as
Never mind.
No, wait. Are you talking about like a hentai or some
No,
shit?
bro. Close enough. If you see the animation for that, it looks like some hentai shit.
No, I'm
that's
talking
terrible.
about like when I was a kid and I would come home from school and it was like the Super Nintendo like
Yeah.
half hour with like Captain Lou Albano was Mario, and then
Yo, Mario.
and it
Mario
was,
was like
nasty.
extra stereotypical
nigga-
Italian guy.
yeah.
That dude
It was-
was nasty. Looking.
Yeah, but Captain Lou was the shit, bro. Because I used to watch wrestling and I was like, oh, that's Captain Lou.
Nah.
But yeah, it was him, and like they used to like do like little stupid little skits and then introduce the cartoons. But for me,
Yeah.
my OG was Captain N, the Game Master.
Yes. Yeah. You guys don't even know about that shit.
The Game and Watch guy.
No.
No,
I don't know what you're
0%.
talking
Oh,
about.
that was
That's
my
a-
guess.
Yeah.
So Captain
I'm out
N
of
was
this one.
like a Saturday morning cartoon about a kid that got sucked into his Nintendo while he was playing the games.
Ah.
And so like he's like a real guy in Nintendo world.
Yo,
And it's
Does that happen in VR porn?
I need to borrow that game from Gus.
let me ask you, because I don't know if I'm the only person who thought this. Did that show remind you of Mighty Max or not?
Mighty Max, Mighty Max.
That shit reminded me so much of Mighty Max.
Oh yeah, me too.
Mighty Max is I think slightly after my time, bro.
It was.
like-
yeah.
Well, that shit was dope.
Like I think
How about that?
wasn't
I
Mighty
like
Ma-
them apples.
Wasn't Mighty Max like Polly Pocket for boys.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah,
like
it was.
little miniature, like
Yes.
yeah, like
Yeah.
And I
I'd
collected
never had that.
all of them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I don't think I had any of that.
No, but by that time that came out, I was watching like Gummy Bears and Darkwing Duck and stuff like that. No.
Gummy bears.
Darkwing Duck was the shit.
Hell
son.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know why it's a shit? Because of Batman. You're welcome. Batman's the greatest.
That's nice.
All right.
I give you that.
All right, so that was my number 3. Pedro, what was your number?
No,
3?
that was number 2.
That was,
Oh, I'm sorry, that was
That
my
was your
number 2.
number
What,
two.
what was your number 2, Pedro?
Chuck the
Shit.
deuce.
all right. Number 2 is I'm just gonna say StarCraft.
All right, let's move it along.
Hey, you shut the fuck up. You don't know what the first off, Ken Grigsby Jr. Get out of here, bro.
Right now, there are like a billion people in Korea who are just mad at you for making that number 2.
Yeah, we got
StarCraft.
some listeners already on episode 1.
StarCraft is fucking.
I mean,
dope,
0.
bro. If you that was the ultimate online game for like my middle school and high school years. We would just land that shit for hours, bro. Fucking 1-on-1s, 4-on-4s. That shit was
What is this? StarCraft?
StarCraft.
man.
What's the other one that everyone plays? World of Warcraft?
World of Warcraft.
Yeah, but
No, no,
but they're 2 different kinds
no,
of
no,
games.
no. You don't touch that game. That shit is like crack. You go down a rabbit hole, you never come back.
Yeah, StarCraft was just it's an RTS. It's a real time strategy game. It's you remember like Age of Empires or
Yeah,
Command?
yeah.
It's like that.
100 times better than those. Yes, absolutely.
Age of Empires.
Hey, Age of Empires. was
Proton
dope.
Man. I remember
No,
that.
Ah,
Proton Man.
equals
What do you know
MC2
about that?
Trooper.
Yeah. That guy was
Yeah.
legit.
All right. It's-
Really, guys? No?
But
No,
yeah,
no, I like
Alright.
Age of Empires. I like Age of
I,
Empires.
I enjoy a good RTS game, but I haven't played an RTS game in forever. It's not going to make my top 5.
I
But
attempted
whatever.
one time.
It's just. What's your number 2, Edwin?
Oh, my number 2? Oh, okay. Yeah, I know this one already.
The letter
It's
two.
the letter 2, first of all. And my number 2 game is a WWE 2000 or
WrestleMania 2000.
WrestleMania 2000.
WrestleMania 2000.
Dude, there's very few games that that's got to be one of the games that I've spent the most hours playing in my life. That game
I wouldn't
was
put that on
legit.
top 5, but fuck, did I have a good time with that game,
Dude, that
like
game.
I told you before we started recording. I used to make my middle school teachers and just whoop on those motherfuckers, bro. Oh, you gonna give me detentions, Miss Bailey? How about this? How about this?
Lay the smack
I'm
down.
gonna
Dude.
slap you up, bitch.
That game, no lie.
That's terrible, bro.
First of all, like seriously, there's very few games that I can think of that I spent more hours playing in my life cumulative. Like that, yo, we used to throw down on that, like the Fatal 4-Way matches because it was on the N64. You had the 4 controllers, and the 4 of us would play at one time. We'd have like a triple 4-way threat match.
4-way
whatever.
and table ladders and chairs
Yeah,
match.
and then like one match would take an hour at least, and we would be like into it so hardcore, screaming like. It was so much fun, and then
I hit my
about it, the
finisher and I
creator-
got the pin, and then
Yeah.
here comes somebody to break up the
And-
pin, and god damn it, oh!
dude, and like, and we had like Evan and I had like legit. We had created our own characters, and like our friends had created our own. But we had like stories that went with each character. We had variations of our character. Like I had a version of myself that was in DX. I had another version of myself that was like an NWO. I had another version of myself that was like a badass by himself. Evan had his guy who was like an Undertaker looking too. Like we each had our own personas, and we. And it was,
yes!
I'm telling you, bro, we used to throw down at that game, and that's why it makes sense because that seriously has to be the one game or up there as the most time I've ever played.
I did similar, almost the same thing, except me and my boy Tony, we made literally all of our friends in school, and we made all of our teachers, and we just had a Royal Rumble with all of us just beating up on our teachers. It was just so much fun.
That's awesome. And that game, honestly, legit, the controls were so simple, so easy to
You know
use.
why?
The finisher with just hitting the stick to do it. It was such an easy, fun game to play. Like, it wasn't too common. All the wrestling games that came out afterwards got way too complicated
Yeah,
for
like
me. And I mean, it's no fun to play. I think it's still fun to create guys and stuff.
Yeah.
But the actual gameplay, nothing will beat that. That was the shit.
Nope.
All right.
Aki Man, bro.
Oh, I
you know
remember
about
Aki
that?
Man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aki Man, bro.
Yep.
Or the crash test like dummy guy.
Yep.
Yo,
Those guys are legit,
That
bro.
game, I can't hate on that game. That game
No,
is
no.
good. But I'm worried about your first number one.
Oh, my
Wait,
number one is solid.
I-
My
that
number
shit-
one is
that
solid.
shit is gonna
Yeah,
be
but
like FIFA 2008 or
Well,
something.
I think
it-
that's a show first. I think we're gonna have to like start a counter like every time that it happens. That's the first time that like Pedro has agreed
Oh, there we go. I got an agreement. I almost got a
Yeah.
seal of approval.
Yeah, but,
Yeah.
but you still got King Griffey Jr. in that shit.
Well,
That
I didn't put
nullifies
any.
your
Yo,
entire
I feel
list.
happy. I got 2 high fives from Pedro already.
I didn't put any.
I feel like you guys are making lists for me, though. Come on.
Nah,
Ninja
bro.
Turtles and Sonic? Come on, bro.
well,
That's me. That was my childhood. What
Well,
do you want?
to
I
full
thought it was going to
disclaimer.
be Mortal Kombat 1, Mortal Kombat 2.
Well, I didn't
Gus.
put any FIFA or Madden because those games are different. I'm not gonna include it as best games, and
it's trash.
whatever.
I don't know, man. I spent hours playing Madden.
Yeah.
It's just I'm still playing like Madden 2K13
And
because
you're up to
like
date. And you're
because
up
like
to
the
date
game
because
hasn't
it's-
changed.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why. So.
Gus, what's your number
Hit me
2?
with a good one.
Battletoads.
Oh, that's the worst game ever.
Oh, that game was so
That's
fun.
like seriously one of the hardest games ever.
I don't think you've
Yeah.
beaten that game.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Less people have beaten that than have
Yeah.
beaten Tetris.
You
This-
probably.
These are facts. These
I
are
actually
Probably.
know somebody who beat Tetris and I've never met anybody who's beaten Battletoads.
I never got past the ice stage ever.
That's like the second level.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's like the 4th level. It's like the 4th level.
I think there's only 6 though. In
So
your
hard.
defense. In your defense.
Dude, that
I don't
game
know.
was
I just-
legit.
I
rated
remember,
like the
like-
hardest game ever.
Getting to like the jet ski level, and then it was like, all
That's
right,
impossible.
it.
You can't do
it's
it.
over.
I beat the jet ski level. The ice age is after the jet ski level.
Game Shark.
I
Game
have to
Genie.
take your word for it because I
No.
would never know.
Yeah.
It's just
Very few people that I've ever met have ever
you just
got to
figure out the rhythm.
level.
You got to figure out the
Oh,
rhythm.
that
It
makes
goes
sense. That makes sense.
it goes with the music. If you listen to the music of that jet ski, it's
Which
actually like
is-
a hover motorcycle. But if you listen to the music, the moves go with the beat of the song. And you know I'm a music guy, so
I don't know.
That was easy.
That's I never thought about that. I wasn't a music guy.
yeah. Got the rhythm in me.
But
what can I say?
okay,
How
so
about that pause menu though? You remember that pause menu?
Oh yes.
That shit was sick, bro. That
Oh,
shit
yeah.
was sick. You got it down. That was it. That was it.
That just
That's
took me
it.
back to
That's
like
it.
1993. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I remember that.
That was a good beat. I was
Yeah.
jamming to that shit. Just put pause it.
I'm telling you, bro, I got the rhythm in me.
Yeah.
Little
That
12-year-old
makes-
me
that
was
makes
like,
sense.
yeah.
That makes sense.
so like you suggested before we hit our
honorable
number
mentions?
ones, let's
Yeah.
talk a little bit about honorable
Just,
mentions.
so I think we should do a rapid fire because I want to get into the number
well,
one.
one of my honorable mentions was already mentioned, and that was Contra.
Contra, good. Yeah, very good.
That was like I think the first like 2-player game that I remember. Like I think it was like you and me would play that.
Oh, yeah.
It was like constantly
the code,
stealing
bro,
lives.
The code.
Yeah,
Code. Everybody knows the code.
Actually, I want to change something. No, I'm not going to change anything.
All right.
But I just realized I do like Overwatch way more than I like StarCraft. So honorable
There you
mentions, Overwatch. Whatever.
Shout out.
But
Shout
so-
out to Overwatch.
But you like Overwatch so much it didn't even make your like. I understand like I like it more than StarCraft.
So
Three
shouldn't it be
three
a number one?
overtakes 2, but how does it like something that didn't even make your list?
This is true.
This is-
Did
I
you
didn't
forget?
think-
You
My
forgot
list
about
has
it.
changed every round.
I didn't
okay,
think.
so
I didn't think about it because it has no story mode, and I base it off story. Because
Yeah.
StarCraft story is phenomenal, but fucking Overwatch is like there's no story.
what's the
That's
best
true.
Mortal Kombat?
X or 9. That shit is fucking titties. The fucking 11. I don't know if you guys seen that shit. Have you seen that shit?
I've seen
Yes.
it, but I haven't
Looks-
played
no,
it.
looks crazy.
I think those games look great, but I still don't think I've had as much fun as with Mortal Kombat 3.
Mortal Kombat 3 was a shit.
Yeah,
Mortal
that
Kombat 3 was like
ultimate.
that was
Ultimate
the
Out of
best.
the original ones,
Well,
that's the best one.
Mortal Kombat
No,
2 comes in
it's not
close
the
second.
best.
That is.
It's
Out
not
of
the
the
best.
original ones,
It's not the best, but it has like
out of the early ones.
the early ones. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
talking about like the best.
No, obviously,
No.
like the one that's about to come out is the best one.
No.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think X
I
is
mean-
probably gonna be better than that one.
Well, I don't
Probably
know.
the-
I don't know story mode. I've never
Oh my
after
God,
like the
you
first
gotta
3. I never
play the
played anything.
story, man. That
So-
shit is
Wait,
so
favorite
good.
probably-
favorite character in Mortal Kombat? Sorry,
Reptile.
Liu Kang.
Rain. You know why?
Cabal. I like Cabal.
You
That
know
dude
why
was-
Rain?
That dude was nasty. Why?
Ask your boy Boone why he made Rain purple. Ask your boy why Rain is purple. You're damn right, it's because of
Alright.
Purple Rain,
Yep,
baby.
yep,
you know
yep.
how it is.
All right.
You were gonna say something,
But I was
sorry.
gonna say yeah, probably I think 2 was probably the one I played the most.
Yeah, I think 2 and 3
Yeah.
were the ones that I played the most.
Yeah. But I did like the one that came out a few years ago where they introduced the story mode where like you got to play all of the original tournaments like
So good.
that
bro.
story was
That shit is
cool.
so
I thought that was
Yeah.
dope.
Very cool.
You have
Yeah.
9, don't you?
I had like one of the other ones.
I think you have 9. Play the story for that shit. It's fucking good, man.
Yeah, check it out.
But yeah, so Contra I think was like the first 2-player. Those the Street Fighter 2 like the home edition like what we used to play like we used to all go like to somebody's house and we played like 6 hours like
oh, yeah,
flaming
no,
out-
I'm telling you, it was super,
yeah,
super
it
legit.
was super. And that was like the first social game that I think that like really got us all together, like playing together.
Here's a little admission I have to make from when I was a kid. I was crafty. I was always clever in finding out ways to like not pay for shit. You remember GamePro magazine back in the 90s? That's how you got your codes and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to Publix and they had just released a GamePro that had the strategy guide for the game, but my parents weren't going to pay $5 for a magazine, and I was like, fuck, what do I do? So I went over to Publix, has a photocopy machine. I asked my dad for $1. I changed it to 10 dimes, and it was like 5 cents a copy. And I made copies of the
I
magazine.
remember.
And
Nice.
I stapled it together, and I had my ghetto strategy guide that had all the fatalities and all the moves in there
Yeah.
photocopied from Publix, man.
Damn,
Yep,
that's
I
way
had a lot of
smarter.
friends that did that.
That's way smarter and nicer than when I just used to rip
You know
those
what?
pages out.
Oh, you're
Damn.
I was that asshole.
Damn. No, you
You're
know,
that
I had a
jerk.
bunch of friends that did what you did.
Yeah.
And whenever some kid actually brought out the actual magazine, we all looked at him like, what are you, an idiot? Like, what's wrong with you?
Sometimes I would buy them.
Nah, dude.
I had to collect. I actually subscribed.
That was me.
No,
It,
I
like,
rem-
I'm gonna hit you up with some.
hey mom, I want this
nostalgia.
magazine, and my mom would be like, okay.
No.
I used to subscribe for like years to Nintendo Power.
Nintendo powder? Is
My
that like
Ninten-
that's
Is
when
that
it's the
booger sugar?
80s. It's the 80s. You need to pull an all-nighter to beat
Yep,
Mario, so
that's
you
the
do that
Nintendo
powder.
baby.
that booger sugar, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Nah, man, I used to subscribe to that shit for like years. If I had still kept it, I think that shit's worth something because that shit was discontinued like years ago. But
I'm sure
What
there's
is-
somebody that would pay for it.
What is
tell
the
you-
weirdest game you've ever played that you like?
oh boy.
That's just
Earthworm Jim is
Yeah,
gotta be one
no,
of those weird
no,
ones.
that
Jim.
game is. Oh, why isn't that on my top?
No. Hang on.
Ow!
It's a good game, but nobody in this world can say that it's not weird.
That's a weird ass game.
Like it's weird. It's like the animation style was crazy. Like
No, it was just good.
the story, the fact that it was like it's a earthworm in like a spacesuit.
Yeah,
Okay.
dude.
Okay.
Groovy.
Okay. Slug for a butt as a main character. What's her name as the princess? That's I guess
Yeah.
you're right.
Did you guys ever play Paperboy?
That was a
Yes.
shitty game.
Yeah,
Paperboy was so weird though.
but
It was
Man,
so
what's
weird.
The weirdest.
but
game?
was
That's
it like
not- but
any
it's not up there in
weirder?
top five weird, no.
Yeah.
No, did you not play that game? The
Yeah,
further
you-
you get along in the week, the further you get along,
There's like aliens.
there's like
and
yeah,
stuff,
like fucking aliens and
That's
and
not that weird.
Yes,
I
it
mean,
is.
we're talking
Oh,
about.
damn it, I forgot a game. Shit. Okay.
course.
I mean, this is like the era of like zombies ate my neighbors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like it's
Wait, honorable mention, guys. Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Come on.
oh, yes, yes.
Oh my god,
Everybody-
that was a game changer.
you
That was
know
a game
what?
changer.
Everybody
Hold on, I gotta
who
take the freaking
everybody
thing off of
likes
this
that
one.
game.
but you
Greatest
know
game of all time, baby.
Whoa.
It's not. But the soundtrack is on another level, though. I'll tell you that much right now.
Was
That's-
was that the first game that had actual like popular music in the game? Was that the first one?
no,
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 I'm
it wasn't.
pretty
The,
sure
it was
other
the first
games
one that
had
had a soundtrack. That,
Yeah?
I
A
don't
good
know if it's the
soundtrack.
first one. I'm not gonna
well,
go on.
what
saying
came
that, but
first, Tony Hawk or was
The
it
egg.
Vice City?
Tony Hawk.
No,
came
Tony
out.
Hawk. Tony Hawk is
Tony
way
Hawk
different.
1 is way
Yeah,
older
Tony
than-
Hawk 1
Well,
came out
'cause
when I was in high school.
Well, I remember the GTA franchise started doing like we could put the radio
Yeah, but they
stations
only-
and we're gonna put like
but
real
that was-
music
that
No,
on
no,
it.
but
way
that was way
after.
after.
That was
Tony
way
Hawk
after.
came out like the first. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 came out when I was in high school, and I remember my friends that
They
weren't.
took advantage of the because it came out for PlayStation. They took advantage of the CD and the music capability that the disc had. That's why they have actual
And Tony
music.
Hawk had an extra secret alien level too. So that, I think that's weird.
That's cool.
But that's why I brought it up. But yeah, that should be on my top 5. My
that
mistake.
shit- Tony Hawk
All
Pro
right.
Skater 2 should be fucking.
All right, so honorable mention. So now it's time. We got to get to our number ones.
Yeah, before one of us reveals it in an honorable mention or something.
Yeah. Well, my number one was already spoiled.
Which one?
My number one is WrestleMania 2000.
Oh,
That
Suck
is-
it, Pedro.
That is, I think. I think that is the game that. I mean, to this day, the only reason I still buy WWE games is because of that game.
It's because you're hoping they're adequate to that.
Yeah,
But
and-
it's never gonna
And
happen.
it's never gonna happen unless like they all of a sudden go like, hey, let's do a retro style one.
Oh, actually, there is one. There is one that's
Fire
fucking,
Pro Wrestling.
No, it's called Ultimate Pro. Oh, God, I don't know, but there's like super cartoony.
The
but they're like
backyard?
no. It's all like legends of wrestling.
Fire Pro Wrestling.
No, it's called Legends of Wrestling. I think it's called.
Oh, I think I see, but it had the control system sucks on it.
Well, I know Fire
I don't
Pro
know. I haven't-
Wrestling,
I
which
haven't
is like
played
the
it, but-
Japanese wrestling game that like it has like
It's
all the
probably
guys that
yes,
you know, but like
yes.
with different names.
I think that's made by Akimen too.
Wait, does anybody have an N64 that we can just go get it?
Oh God, I wish.
I have an
Anybody?
N64.
I wish I hadn't gotten rid of it.
All right, so next episode that you guys do, can one of you bring the N64 and we just have a N64
How are
party
we gonna
before?
plug it in? I don't know how
Forget
to plug it
recording.
into
We're
these
just gonna.
coaxial, man.
Yeah, bro, we got it, man.
Yeah, the
You have that- you have
N64
that
was
game?
coaxial.
No,
Like,
we got to get it. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
somebody
Find
hop on.
it. I don't know
Somebody
where to
just
find
hop on eBay and we'll get it. But I'm gonna throw in not just WrestleMania 2000. I'm gonna throw in also No Mercy,
Oh,
Same
yeah.
game. It's the same fucking game.
Well,
Let's
that's
be
why
real.
I'm throwing it in there.
NWO, yeah, same
But
game.
and then WCW NWO Revenge and WCW
Monday Night
NWO World Tour because
That's what it was. World Tour.
now the reason why WrestleMania I think is better than the WCW games because they introduced the actual create a character.
Yeah, that was
Because WCW you could like edit a character and you could like change a name and like
No, that was the
you could
biggest
change the
game
colors
changer,
and stuff like that.
No,
but
you
like
could
you
cha-
couldn't actually create.
Yeah,
a character.
I don't remember.
The creative character was
Yeah.
I'm telling you, most of my hours are spent on that. My Y2P guy was legit.
I mean, like to
That
this
was my guy's
to
name.
this day, like I've been playing 2K19 since it came out in like November or October, and I spent more time in the creation suite than I've had playing like the career mode.
Yeah. Wait, what was your finisher with the guy that you created?
Which one?
Mine was always Sweet Chin
'cause
Music for you, bro.
Well,
Yeah.
well, for me, like every time I gave my guy a different look and like a different gimmick,
Yeah.
I gave him a different finisher.
I get you. All right.
know?
All my guys had the fucking power bomb. That shit annihilated motherfuckers.
I don't know. What about you? What's your number one, Pedro?
You ready for this?
I'm
Ooh.
ready.
I'm gonna get nice.
Play some music. Play
I'm
some
gonna
music.
get nice
guys.
and sensual with this one, bro. Link to the Past. Greatest game of all time, baby. You can't beat it. You can't beat it. That's the best game ever made. That's
Link-
the best game ever made.
Link to the
Link
Past?
to the
Okay,
Past.
okay, hold on,
Legend
hold
of
on.
Zelda.
That
Link
is
to the Past.
is that the Zelda that came out for Game
Super
Boy?
Nintendo. Super Nintendo, the one where you go to the
Oh,
dark
the best
world.
system. Yeah. Giggity, giggity.
I don't know about all that. But it's fucking. Ooh, oh my god, that game was fantastic.
Wait, which was the one that came out for Game Boy?
Link's Awakening.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That
okay.
was fucking amazing too.
I heard those new.
Spoiler: it's all a dream. Haha, ruined it for everybody. You're welcome.
I
They just
heard,
ruined a 30-year-old game.
I heard those new Zelda games for like what was the Switch or whatever.
Oh my god, Breath of the
Switch.
Wild. Okay, that might be the best. No, it's not. No. Sticking with the greatest, greatest of all time. It's still Link to the Past, number one, baby.
All right.
But Breath
Again,
of the
I've never
Wild.
played any of these. So.
Yeah, because you don't know shit.
What about you, Edwin? What's your number one?
Oh, bro. I'm surprised it's made it this far and nobody said it. It's legit the best game ever made. Come on, bro. You guys seriously don't know what the best game ever made is?
Are you
Grand Theft Auto 5 is legit the most hit game ever, bro.
Not bad.
Come on.
Eh.
Oh, stop with that.
I mean, I had it
It's
and I
fun.
stopped
It's
playing
a lot of
it.
fun.
Dude, we dropped a what was it? A
You
truck.
You could get
on
pretty
some-
creative in that game.
We,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
used
Yeah,
the
pretty creative
truck
in
like
that
a
game.
wrecking ball while playing Miley Cyrus one time and then recording ourselves watching the video.
That's
we still have that video. That
Can I,
was the shit.
Can I make a shameful confession?
What?
I've never played any GTA game.
You
What?
are a lunatic.
All right, just
that
turn,
game,
turn off your
those
mic.
games.
Turn
Yeah.
off your mic. Just walk away.
I mean, I don't own.
To the
I didn't own a console after Sega Genesis.
Dude.
Speaking of, I'm still waiting for you to hook me up with that freaking Dreamcast and
That's
Saturn,
right.
bro.
That's right.
I'm waiting for that.
I
shit.
wanted to say honorable mention just to the entire Dreamcast. There was so many good games there, and I
You know
couldn't
why
think of
that?
any
You know
of
why
them.
that console was awesome?
Why?
It's an arcade in your fucking room. That
Soul
shit was
Calibur, man.
magnet-
Soul
oh my
Calibur,
God.
Power Stone.
Oh my
Power
God.
Stone
Power
was such
Stone
a
was
good game.
Dreamcast.
Midnight Tokyo
All of
Racer.
them. All of them.
What was it called? Tokyo Midnight Racing or something like that. It was
Something
a
like
race.
that. Yeah.
Tokyo Drift? Is that what you're
No,
talking
No,
no,
no.
no.
They had their own racing game. It was Midnight something.
I know the one you're
Oh,
talking
wait,
about,
wait.
yeah.
Tokyo Drift is a movie. I'm thinking of Initial D. Initial D.
No. This was like it was
Initial
a
D.
racing game, but it was like in Japan. and,
Yeah, it
like,
was in
I don't
Japan
know.
on the streets, and you had to like pull up next to people and then like flash your high beams, and then you'd race them.
I think it is Midnight Tokyo Racer.
Tokyo Extreme Racer. I think it was Tokyo Extreme Racer.
maybe
Something
yeah.
like
so
that.
that
Maybe,
sounds
I don't
familiar.
know.
But yeah, Dreamcast had so many good games, dude.
well,
Virtual
Power
Tennis,
Stone. That's where I know Power
Stone.
Stone from. Is that
Yeah.
is Dreamcast?
All
Dreamcast
those
was.
things, bro.
I never owned one, man, but I should have because I love most of their
Dreamcast.
games.
Yeah.
They're so good.
Yeah, man.
Jet Set Radio.
That was
What?
like
Radio was good.
I think that
Oh,
was
yeah.
like the greatest like Sega ever did.
That was the best
and it's
Sega.
a pity that like it fizzled away.
No,
after
I don't
that.
think it was better than the Genesis.
No,
Let's
just back-
relax. The Genesis.
Oh no,
pretty
it was
fucking
way
good.
better than Genesis. Now going back to GTA, I rented GTA 3 from a Blockbuster, the first one, you know, where the main character doesn't even talk the whole game, and I rented that game. I liked it so much. I never returned it, and then I ended up like, you remember Blockbuster, like they give you the little plastic case. I just took the paper out, I flipped it over, and I put it back in, and I wrote, "This is my stolen copy of GTA 3 that I stole from Blockbuster." And I don't know if they ever charged me or anything, but I had like an old membership there. I was like, whatever, and I kept that game, never returned it.
Nice.
And from then on, you went to Hollywood Video.
Yep, and then but I had then Vice City is up there, but and then GTA 4, GTA. I never played GTA. What was it? San Andreas. That was like the first big one. That was the one after Vice City. Vice City was awesome, but then San Andreas was like too much. But then GTA 4 came out. That was awesome, and then GTA 5 is just, bro. There's so much stuff. Like, I popped it in the other day after not playing it for like a year, and I was just surprised at how, like, you gotta admit this. Everything that they add on to that game, always free. You never have to pay for anything. And they're always adding stuff.
I think they have premium
all
DLC.
Premium DLC.
All of their DLC is just currency for in-game. That's all you can pay money for. You can't buy a single thing in that game. You have to actually earn it.
And all
the only thing you can buy is money.
Yeah, and all the expansions are free. Like, you just download, like, oh, there's a new update, and this is a whole, like, the heist thing came out, boom, it's like a whole brand new game. Just download it, play it. The online, like, oh, now you can, if I can have a penthouse here, now you can have boats and all this stuff. They're constantly, that game came out years ago.
But they could afford to do it because people are spending so much money on the freaking currency for it. They're buying those shark cards, like, left and right.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing that people can do.
I haven't played that game in years. I don't know.
But I bet you if you popped it in right now, you'd be surprised at how many people are playing.
I'd have to go buy another copy of it because I traded mine in.
That was the business.
You literally bought the Xbox to play that with him. How many times did you play with him?
We played it a lot.
We played it for like a couple of months, and then
no, more than that. We played it for a while,
and then it died down. And then I just at a certain point, I just stopped playing games.
Yeah. The problem is this guy was never switched, and he was always the one who was like, "Oh, look, GTA is the best shit."
Yeah, but I had it for PlayStation, and then you went and you bought it for Xbox. Why did you go against the grain?
Because nobody had a PlayStation.
Well, everybody had a PlayStation.
We had Xbox 360, and then we went into Xbox One from there.
Yeah, but look how bad that turned out. No, there's no games. There's no
hope.
I hope you ladies heard that though. Eben don't play no games.
Oh,
I mean, I'm a pretty straight shooter. I don't got time for games.
That's right.
Hey-o.
Just tell me what you want, where you want it, when you want it, and
how much you really, really want it.
Yeah. But Gus,
Yo,
final number one of the night.
It better be
there's
good.
only one, bro.
I will disown you.
Fatality.
Okay.
Mortal Kombat, bitch.
Which one though?
Bro, 1, 2, or 3. It don't matter. It don't matter.
Okay.
It don't matter.
I can respect that. I can respect that.
You
2 or
respect
3.
all of his stuff, bro. What's
because
up
you
with me?
put Ken Griffey. Get out of here,
That's
bro.
the best baseball game ever made.
That's like saying that's the nicest shit I've ever seen. It's still
that is not the best
That's the
baseball.
Sandlot of baseball games, bro.
Yeah, no, actually, I can't say it's the greatest shit. It's actually I used to play the fuck out of the game.
I'm telling you.
Top 5. Get out of here.
I'll
bro.
give you the Sandlot because old school and nostalgia.
You could have put
But the
NBA
best
Jam over
baseball-
that shit.
I know. I'm
No,
feeling mad that I left NBA.
The
Jam
best
out of
baseball
this.
game ever made was the show.
Well, that was technically the best baseball game, but I had more fun playing Ken Griffey as a kid. Yeah. As much as I like nerding out to MLB The Show, which was a very good nerd out baseball game, Ken Griffey Jr. is it's like watching The Sandlot. There's really good baseball movies like Moneyball is MLB The Show. Does he get on base? All that stuff. But then you watch The Sandlot, that's like playing Ken Griffey. Which, by the way, last night I saw The Sandlot. Was it last night or the night before?
documentary?
The documentary, Legends Never Die, where they show you the whole, like, where are they now, 25 years later.
There's a documentary?
Yes.
I must watch this documentary.
It
Where is it available?
Fantastic. It's on my DVR. I got it off MLB TV. It is fantastic.
Yeah, I was watching. It was pretty good.
It's
I gotta
very, very good.
I gotta look that up, see when it's playing again, so I can set my DVR.
It's called Legends Never Die.
All right. Well, this concludes our top 5 lists. This concludes our broadcast day. This concludes our top 5 list, and we were kind of a little overboard. We were kind of.
No, we definitely went long.
Definitely,
but it's a good long.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
that's what she said.
Yeah, that's what she said. I said it first. Yeah.
I mean, any time that we have a good conversation like this, I don't care how long we go.
I think before we wrap it up, though, I want to hear what you have to say about that game that you have there, because Pedro's actually doing the whole show with a copy of a game that he bought right before he got here.
That's
What
right.
game did you buy? Tell us why you bought it. It's like show and tell now. Come on.
Show and tell. All right, so it just came out. Kingdom Hearts 3. I haven't played it, but I played 1 and 2 when I was a kid, and it was retarded. So why not?
In a good way. Okay. So why would you buy 3?
Why would you buy a bad game?
Because it's not a bad game. It's just the concept of it is
You said
so.
it's not a good game.
No, I didn't say it was.
Isn't it
the way,
Final Fantasy but with Disney characters? Isn't
Can
that
you-
the whole premise of it?
Yes, but it's like you go to like Ariel's underwater land as a dolphin or whatever, and you're like fighting things as a dolphin, and then you go to like invaders.
selling me,
Everybody
bro.
knows that dolphins never
you're
win.
not selling
you're
me
not
on this
selling
game.
me
Hold
on
on,
this
bro.
either.
I'm not done though. Hold up. You have Donald Duck just talking the entire time. You have Goofy sound like an idiot beating up on something. It's so
there
good.
is a rumor going around the internet that pisses me off that says that Goofy is a cow. Why?
No.
Why is that going around?
They're
Why is that
wrong.
making a round?
I guess because Pluto's a dog, and
So
there's
what?
that
Goofy is
what's her
clearly.
We gotta look in his pants if he's got udders.
I mean, his girlfriend
no,
is
he's
that cow lady.
He's
No.
every out, bro.
He doesn't have a
Cartoon.
girlfriend.
I mean, male cows don't have.
Okay, everybody knows Goofy's girlfriend is Minnie Mouse. He's hitting that shit on the side. You
Oh.
know that's true, bro. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. That's why Mickey's always pissed.
No, but I think it's because they always don't. They always
He's,
like
like,
in the
never
old
pissed.
cartoons. Then they always like partner him up with that Clarabelle or
With the
something.
cow lady,
Who
yeah,
was
the
a
cow
cow.
lady. Yeah.
But that's not his girlfriend.
But
he had Max. Max is not a fucking inbreed animal.
Max.
It's just a dog.
I don't know. I always just assumed he was a goof.
Yeah.
What the hell's a
he's
goof?
a dog. He's a dog.
It's
He's
a
a
Goofy. Is a Goofy.
Well, but and
You
that's also his last name, and like, right? Isn't he like Goofy
goofy goof. Yeah.
And like the other ones are like Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse, and I just like he's a goof, right? So like that's just some weird uncharted animal or
I
something.
don't know.
Can I say something?
He's a
I'm glad
dog
that
man.
none of you guys mentioned a single. What's that Final Fantasy game on your list? That's
Oh,
why I
Final
like
Fantasy
your
Fantasy?
VII is amazing.
Those games are whack.
No, they aren't.
I don't
You
know.
know
I never
what?
got
This
into them.
game, though, let me tell you.
Somebody lent me a PlayStation and Final Fantasy VII because I didn't have a PlayStation.
And you throw it away.
And I played it for like a day, and I was like, "Yeah, this game sucks." And I gave it back to them. I was like,
No.
I can't get into it."
Wrong. You're wrong.
I could never get into those turn-based RPG games. It was
Those are
always
whack,
like,
bro.
They're
It's
not
like-
whack.
like
That's not
to
what
me it
video
was
game
always about
systems
like
are for.
like one of the great things about like Zelda or like one of the great things about like Mega Man is like there's the boss and I'm just attacking him.
Yeah.
That whole like okay, you attacked with this attack and now you have to wait.
Yeah,
and
no.
then
I
when it's your
hated
turn
that.
again,
Okay,
like,
okay. You
That's
guys are
why I hated
simplifying
that.
it way too much.
No,
Those
but
games
that's-
are
No.
designed to understand the mechanic of it and exploit it. Not exploit it, but actually use it to your advantage. In Final Fantasy VII, there are materias and you get different kind of abilities and you link them to make your character do special things, right? So you could like combine a move that does a repeat and then like a
You
counter
are a
hit.
lousy salesman.
Like
bro.
a- like- like
You're-
a-
this is
like
you're
a-
0 for 2 right now. I don't want to play the game in your hand.
Yeah,
and
I'm not trying
RPGs
to
are
sell
even
it.
lamer
I'm
now.
not trying to sell it to you because you like
Listen,
Ken Griffey
man.
Jr. Get out of here.
Listen,
We'd all have more
when
fun
I-
playing Ken
when
Griffey
I was
than
in,
we would
when
playing
I
that.
was in high school and I had to go in and I had to choose between like Final Fantasy VII or like WCW NWO. I'm sorry, man. I was going WCW
obviously,
NWO. 'cause-
obviously, but if you want the storyline, you're not going to
Anyways.
play NWO.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, no,
Well-
it's caca.
Well,
Also, and all those turn-based things, that's for like card games. That's why the guys who play like Magic the Gathering and stuff, that's why you take turns playing it. That's a waste of a game on a system.
No.
Especially when all the cinematics are pre-recorded
No.
that happen after you achieve something.
That's
so
what
for
I
that,
thought. Like I would watch the commercials for those
And it looks
games.
super
and
cool,
They
like
look
the
epic as
cinematic,
fuck.
yeah.
But then you play the game and it's like, okay.
But you have no control over that. It's
Yeah.
just a pre-recorded cinematic. It's like, oh, you achieved it by playing this one move.
That game is
now you
sick.
get this whole 10-minute
game
video. Like,
Exactly.
yeah,
It's
dude.
sick.
Alright.
The internet's
Well,
going to
Ken
destroy you
Griffey's
for this. By
crushing
the way.
home runs, bro. Okay.
well,
Wait, what was his name?
look,
Crushing
Final
it.
Fantasy VII, the guy?
Cloud, baby.
Cloud.
Lame.
Cloud.
Alright.
He has this giant fucking sword, and I
Yeah.
can't even do whatever I want with it.
Yeah.
actually,
I can't do whatever I want
you
with
know
that
what I
shit.
love is
No,
I
you
love
can.
watching those
No, you
like
can't.
YouTube
You
videos
can.
where people have actually made those swords,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then like
They can't carry
it takes like 3 people to swing it, and they can't do anything with it. It's just, like those are
Again,
just awesome.
Super lame.
Anyways, I think it's time we wrap it up. We got plenty of material now that we can talk about in the next episode. But we want to thank you guys for listening to the first episode of We Ain't Found Sith.
WAFS.
WAFS.
Here, give me a radio tease here. Go. You got it. You got it. Give it a shot. Give it a shot.
What's wrong with you?
Come on.
You're listening to the
thank you.
smooth sounds of WAFS. Is that it? Say right?
Yeah.
WAFS. Yeah,
Yeah,
WAFS.
WAFS.
There you go. Give me your little radio voice.
But tune in next time.
I don't know.
Same WAFS time. Same WAFS channel as we talk about Spider-Man.
Oh, man. We're doing that next week?
Oh.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Spider-Man
Yep.
episode.
Do it.
It's happening.
That's going to be our
Teaser.
Yeah.
But this is actually pretty cool. Last night there was an update to Spider-Man PS4. You know what they have for the costumes?
Spider-Verse.
No.
Spider.
Wait
something.
for it. I'm
Waiting.
building up this anticipation.
Find out next week on WAFS.
No. It's
We Ain't Found Sith.